Welcome to one of the many circle sessions hosted by Wonder Girls. Wonder Girls is a nationwide classrooms movement. We bring relatable female role models into classroom settings through our circle sessions. As you will see, the crux of these sessions is its dialogic nature. We're currently working with classrooms across 7 Indian cities and continuing to grow. Our aim is for every adolescent in India to have access to relatable female role models. I welcome you once again and hope you enjoy learning from our role models' life journey and career path.
No, I don't. I am actually from Calcutta, but my fellowship is in Pune. So the kids that you see here are mostly from Pune.
Oh, really? I'm from Pune too.
Yeah? Where in Pune?
Yeah. I'm from like the Pimpri-Chinchwad area.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I just know the area by its name. But their school is in so before I think if any one of them could go on mute. Pari, do you want to go off mute and tell Pooja a little bit about our school?
Oh yeah, I would love to know more about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Pari. Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, Didi. How are you, Didi?
I'm doing well too. Thank you.
So, Didi, our school is in Harapsar Gulam Ali Nagar, near Sayed Nagar. It's
Right, I know Harapsar.
Middle primary school, yeah.
Oh, so which standard are you in, Pari?
9th standard. We all are in 9th
Ninth
standard.
standard. Wow, you're big kids now.
All right, Pooja, do you want to just start and then we can as kids are coming in, we can let them in as we are starting. So before so the kids have already given the set of questions that they want to ask. But before that, like, would you just like to introduce a little bit about yourself? So my name is Soumya. I'm a Teach for India fellow. I teach these kids, and they're all in ninth grade. They are a bunch of extremely enthusiastic and curious kids, and they're always they look out for to learn and understand new things. They have want to do different things in life. Somebody wants to become a doctor, engineer. Somebody wants to become a footballer.
Wow.
Somebody wants to become a TikTok artist, if that is something. I mean, all different careers are in massive consideration. And yeah, would love for you to um tell me a little bit about like for the class also to know a little bit about who is this person here with us today, and then we can start with the Q&A.
Sure, sounds good. Before I get started about me, I just want to say like I'm like so awed by like listening to just the kind of aspirations these kids have. Like it's so amazing. Like when I was a kid, there were like really like just few things that I thought of I want to become. And there's this quote from like I follow like Formula One, like the car racing championship a lot. Like I'm very crazy about it. So there is a quote from one of the drivers, the best driver right now. Like he's the seventh times champion for like Formula One, and he said that this like for all the kids out there, dream the impossible, and it may come true because if you work for your impossible dreams, you can make it possible. So just listening to like all the amazing aspirations these kids have, I just want to say like it's so wonderful. I'm so happy to hear it, and I just wish all of your dreams come true and you become the things that you want to become. Like absolutely. And to talk about myself, so my name is Pooja. I'm 30 years old, and I am, like I said, I'm actually from Pune. So I've been born and raised in Pune all my life. I've done all my schooling, my college, everything in Pune. So I've always been in the Pimpri-Chinchwad area though. So I studied science, like that was like what I focused on. So 11, 12 was science, and then I went ahead to become an engineer. I studied electronics engineering, and then after that, I worked for a bit in this company called Tata Consultancy as a software engineer. But then I realized that I want to do more in life than just just like work for these big companies and become a software engineer. I wanted to study yet more in the sense, and I wanted to study something different. So what really caught like what I always wanted to do was build robots. I absolutely love it, and so I decided, okay, I want to study robotics, but there wasn't like a lot of opportunity in India to study it because there are not like a lot of colleges. So I spoke to some friends and they said, oh, you should go to some other country where they teach robotics. And so it was quite a journey to get there because my parents weren't supportive of me going abroad and studying. But then somehow, we'll talk more about it if you guys want more details, like made it happen. And then so I studied robotics. I went to the US, I studied robotics. It was really very fulfilling. And now I work as a software engineer with Amazon, the company that sells you stuff and sends things at your place. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I work for Amazon.com, and I write software for the people who work in the warehouses so every time like you get all these fancy things, right, that gets delivered to your place. Like there are people in these big warehouses that are making it happen for you. They're like a Santa Claus in some format. So we write software to make their lives easy and so that they can do their job really well. So that's pretty much what I do from a work perspective. In personal life, I love motorcycles. I'm a little bit of a tomboy, so I've always like loved motorcycles. So I like motorcycles. I love to read a lot, and then like just music. So that's the kind of person I am.
Thank you so much, Pooja, for letting us know. I think it is a very, very interesting career path that you have had. And I think the thought of being able to make like robots, like all our kids must be like, now, oh, okay. And the kids here also, they love bikes and they have stated severe interest
But
in.
you should totally learn bike. Like you should totally learn to ride a motorcycle when you're of age. Like you should totally do it.
Yes, when you're of age. I keep telling them.
When you're of age, of course, when you're of age.
Yes.
Not before, no.
Great. Thank you so much, Pooja. Arbaz, you were raising your hand. Would you like to just ask your question first before I begin with the set of questions you've already given? Go ahead, Arbaz. We can hear you. Yes. All right, no problem. Arbaz, we couldn't hear what you're saying. Would you like to put the question on the chat box and we'll take it later? Yeah. All right. No, Arbaz is here, as if I can see it on the screen.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Do you think somebody else has joined?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, all
Someone
right.
else joined on his behalf and they're just letting know. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you so much, Asif. I'll just okay. All right. So I think Pooja, the first question I think all the kids had, and I'm really sorry for having the dog in the background, but like they had is like just wanted to know that what made you become an engineer? Like what made you choose to become an engineer in the first place? Like what was your passion? How did you just let it develop?
Sure. So the honest answer is that I did not always want to become an engineer. I would be lying if I'd say that, oh, since I know things, I've always wanted to be an engineer. I have been that quintessential kid who's confused throughout life. I wanted to become a chartered accountant because my Nana Ji was one. Then I was like, I wanted to become a policewoman at some point of time. So I just like wanted to change so many things as I was growing up. But like, yes, when I was in 9th, 10th is when I decided it was not always engineering, like I said, to be honest. I wanted to pursue medicine. I wanted to become a doctor. And that's just because I like to help. Like I wanted to find a way to help people. And I thought like curing would be a good idea. So I did that and I decided to take science and I was pursuing medicine. For some reason, medicine could not happen. Well, the reason is that I did not get really good marks in my exam. So the option was to either take a break, study again, or I could do something else. And I really wanted to like not take that break. So then I sat down and I decided, okay, what do I want to do other than curing people, right? And what can also still let me help others. And I came to realize that I really like to build things from scratch. Since I was a kid, I've always liked to like build things, know how things work. I would break apart my toys and try to see how something is working. I think that is what led to me to decide that, okay, if I like the toys that I play with, the car that I sit in, the things that I use, they are all built by someone, right? And it's like these engineers that do them. So I'm like, I want to build some things too. I want to build things that people can use. And that's just what made me realize that I want to be an engineer.
Thank you so much, Pooja, for answering that. And just a follow-up question, because I know all of these people also have different passion for a lot of things, and sometimes that passion might not actually work out. What do you advise for adolescent kids in the path of finding their passion?
So I would say it's not easy. Finding your passion is not easy, and it's a fact. Like don't get pressurized by everyone else around you. You'll see some kids that you study with, your peers, your friends, who just know what they want to do. There are kids like me and maybe some of you who are confused for the longest time that what they want to do. So when it comes to passion, if you think I think just like ask yourself what gives you happiness, right? Now, if you say, oh, just watching TV gives me happiness, no, then even then do something about how you can be a part of it. Like things that you like to consume, then maybe work on becoming a part that actually is a part of whatever you like to consume, right? And to your question, Soumya, I think your question was, what if your passion is not like fulfilled? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Like your question.
Yeah.
I would say never give up, in the sense that it's not like, no, if not this, then nothing. If for some reason you realize that this is not materializing, but if you're passionate about something, right, do not give up. In the sense, it is not absolutely necessary always that you have to have a career in it. Correct? You can always take your own time. Like at one point of time, I wanted to become a baker after my engineering. I told my mom, you know what, I'm going to go to baking school and I'm going to become a baker. And she's like, no, we're not sending you anymore to any more schools. Not happening. So they did not let me like that 2-year course, right? They were like, no, now you have to get married and like all of that, like no baking school. So I just do it on my own time. I love to bake. I try to learn by myself. So if at some point of time, unfortunately, you want to become something and you're not able to, don't give up. Like, don't feel like never in life can this happen.
Yeah.
In your own personal time, try to build those skills, and you never know, you'll get an opportunity where it can become your reality. So don't give up, at least not in your mind. Do not.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Pooja. I think it is very important as kids, so that somebody like someone continuously keeps telling me that don't give up and follow your passion. Asif, you posted a question in the chat box. Would you like to come off mute and ask the same?
Yes, Didi.
Mm-hmm.
So, Didi, hi, Didi. So they were saying that after then, what this like journey has been, which college to go, like choosing part, like what was your journey after like till the career you ended in?
Right. I think that's a wonderful question. Just one word, the journey was not easy. It was definitely not easy. And it is not the kind of journey I had always foreseen. I will accept that. So you guys are from Pune, right? So you would understand. Have you guys heard of this college, Ferguson College? Have you guys ever heard of it? It's a pretty popular college, right? So after 10th, I was like, I want to go to Ferguson College. Dad, I want to go to Ferguson College. It's a really, really good college. It's prestigious. It's all of that. My father said, okay, get the marks for it and I'll let you go. And I studied hard. I studied so hard all the time. I'm like, oh, Ferguson College needs so many percentage. I have to get it. But I got in. I got the percentage. But my parents, some reasons, personal, and they said, no, it's too far. We can't let you go. So there are times you have to accept. You have to choose your battles. But then after 10th, so I pursued my science. Then I was like, oh, I want to become a doctor. So I again studied hard, because if you want to get into medicine, you have to get good marks. So I studied that way. And then engineering. So when I chose, I want to become an engineer. I entered engineering. There were a lot of new things to learn. I was at one point confused between like a mechanical engineer and electronics engineer, but I decided electronics is where I want to be. So it's just been like one step at a time, to be very honest. I did not have like a 20-year plan that, oh, this is where I see myself. But I set like really short goals for myself that, okay, what next? Like after 10th, what do I want to do next? I want to get into science in a good college. Okay, let's just focus on that. After that, what do I want to do next? Okay, I want to do engineering. Let's focus on that. What do I want to do after engineering? I want to get into a good company, like earn good money. All of us want to earn good money, right? Who doesn't? So let's do what it takes to do that. So I got into a company, and that's when I realized, okay, the work that I'm doing here, I want to do something else. And then I decided to pursue my master's. So for me, it's been incremental. I did not know that when I'll be 30, I'm going to I had some goals, I had some idea of what I want to be for myself, but I've always taken shorter steps in going further. Does that answer your question, Asif?
Awesome.
Okay, I'm glad. Thank you.
All right. Pooja, because you were from Pune, and these kids are also from Pune. If they have to actually pursue engineering, they want to study and say after 10th and they take science and after that they want to pursue it. What are the different colleges do you think? Like what are different colleges apart from Ferguson they can look at, or any other education institute they
Sure.
can look at?
So if you're talking purely from the engineering perspective, now I know a lot of people don't use that route that easily, but after 10th you have an option to do a diploma and then go to an engineering college for your graduation. So there are two routes. You can either pursue your 11th and 12th in science, and then you take the entrance exam, and then you get into an engineering college. Or you could pursue a diploma. So diploma is like the 3 years course, where it's going to be only focused on the engineering or the stream that you choose. And then you, after your first year, you can get into a college, like an engineering college, in which you directly get an admission in the second year. I must admit that from diploma, it gets a little hard to get into colleges because the requirements are higher, the percentage are higher. But if you're the kind of kid who says that I just want to do engineering, I don't want to do everything else, then diploma is of course an option that I would ask you to choose. So now coming back to colleges, for science, there are a lot of different colleges in Pune. I actually got out of school in 2006, so it's been 14 years. But so Ferguson is just one of the colleges. There are a lot more. I went to Jehin College in Pimpri. It's not that bad. Like in Pimpri Chinchwad, but there are a lot of colleges. There's Ursula's, there's Bajaj, and similarly in Pune there is SP, there is Garware. Even Varias has science now. There is Symbiosis. I think Symbiosis has science, I believe. So for 11th and 12th, there are a lot of options that you have as a kid to pursue science. And then when it comes to engineering, now the top schools are MIT, VIT, COEP. I went to this college called PCCOE. Then there is D.Y. Patil. So Pune has a lot of colleges that you can be a part of. And it will take kids from all kinds, for some reason, like me, if you just happen to not score good marks in your, you've studied hard, but you've just, something goes wrong, right? But it is not the end. There are all of these colleges that, in which college I can take admission. Yeah, Akriti. So like I said, when you're on Hadapsar side, I think there's AISSMS, which is again an engineering institute. There are two VIT. There is a VIT, VVIT, there is GH Raisoni, PVG, PICT. So Pune has a lot of engineering colleges, and each of them have their own strengths that you can be a part of.
Thank you so much, Pooja, for giving that, because I think a lot of them kids, they wanted to know that what are the different institutions that they can actually look at. Akriti here is also asking, I don't know if you would be able to answer this question, but she says that she wants to become a doctor, and what should she know before becoming a doctor? So if you do think,
what should you know?
Yeah.
I feel the one thing that you probably want to know, Akriti, is that medicine is a lot of studying. So you have to really be you should really want this. You'll have to study for 5 years, and you have to be absolutely ready that you want to study for 5 years. That, I think that is the most important thing for you to know, because see, they will teach you everything else in college. You will learn. You will slowly learn. So now, because you said all of them are in 9th grade, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to become a doctor, you will have to take science after your 10th standard. I would say study really hard. If only if you like science, especially biology, can you become a doctor. So see for yourself, especially in 11th and 12th, definitely take biology as a subject. See for yourself how you like it. whether you and then you'll have to take the entrance exam for medicine, which in my times was it was called the MHCET. There are also national level entrance exams that I would really encourage you to take. So there is one called AIMS, and there are these other national level medical entrance exams that you can take, and then you'll get through the medicine college. So what you want to know right now, if you ask me, what you should know is whether you love biology, whether you love science. It's good to just look at everyone else and say, I want to become a doctor. But when you're studying those subjects, see what really gets your interest. Everything else, I think if you work hard, study hard, you'll get it. Definitely get it.
Thank you so much, Pooja. I hope that answered your question, Akriti. Yeah, she's saying she loves science.
Oh, great.
So
yeah, then I think I don't see why you won't become a doctor.
yeah,
All the best.
definitely. I think Akriti will be treating some of our diseases by the time we get old.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, I'll know a doctor now to go to.
Yes. Pooja, the next question, and there is all this added to the list of questions that already sent me, but
Right.
Asif is asking
Yeah.
that what does a software developer do? Like how does the work of a software developer look like? Asif, that is your question? Did I get it right? Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, have you looked at movies where they just sit in front of the computer and just keep on typing? Honestly, to some extent, I mean, I'm just dumbing it down, but as a software developer, I think it's multiple things. It's not only about writing, you're just writing a bunch of things on the computer, but it is about designing. Like, you could not know probably how to write software, but still so tomorrow if I tell you that hey, can you do something, can you write me a code that can switch this light on and off, right? Something as simple. And then you just have to think of, how does the light get switched on and off? What do I have to tell the light to switch it on or off? And that is what a software developer is doing from time and again. So when they tell us, build this, let's say you use a website. I'll just take an example of Amazon's website or any website that you see, right? So someone comes and tells us, I want this website and I want these few things that I want in our website. So as a software developer, we sit and first envision the product, that how does it need to be, how does it need to look? What is it that the other person wants in it? Ask them more questions. So as a software developer, I'm asking questions. I'm trying to understand what the other person wants from the software. And when that is done is then when I start thinking about, okay, so I know how something needs to work, or I know how something needs to look. And then it's about, how do you make it work? So then it's about learning new technologies, writing code to make that your vision into a reality. So it's essentially more or less as if you ask about my day, it's meetings with a lot of my teammates, people from other teams where we are all building together, because software engineers are building at the end, right? So it's meeting with my peers, and then it's a lot of computer time when I'm actually writing my stuff to make build things in reality. Does that answer his question?
Yeah, I hope you got some understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's also a lot of fun, I must admit. Software developer is a lot of fun because you get to sit in a good, you just get to sit and write, and you can drink your coffee. It's just a lot of sitting through the day for sure.
And Pooja, would you like to tell them a little bit about coding and what coding is, and
Right.
how does that fit into the role? Because I know a lot of work is also around coding. So if you could just tell them a little bit about what coding is and at what stage will they start learning it if they are interested?
Right. To be honest, if you are interested in software programming, 9th standard, you can even learn now. I have seen kids, I've known of kids who, and you don't really need a teacher. I'll be very honest. You can teach yourself in the sense, thanks to internet, now you have so many facilities available. There are so many tutorials available online. So there is not really a young age for coding. You can learn to code anytime. If you're asking me what coding is, it's something as simple as think about, if I I'm trying to think of a good example. So I would say, let's say a website, right? So I'd be if I put my username and password, and if I click on login, then this page should open. Now, this entire thing, when it translates into code, is where I will write now, depending on the, like in coding, there are different languages. There are a lot of different languages. I would say pick any one that you find easy to learn, and you can always like learn the others. There's not like one language throughout your life. But now the same thing, right? Like now you're asking yourself, right? What did I do? I added, okay, if I want login username, right? I'm going to show something to get the text for login. So I'll write like a code which says, okay, show text. And then the user wrote it. Okay, take the text from user. Okay, is this the right password? I'll check. If password correct, then I would say, okay, enter. Now, what I just said in words is what you write in code. Now, just like English has grammar, every language, every coding language has a grammar of how you write it, right? Like in English, we say subject, verb, predicate. Similarly, every coding language will have like a syntax, and you just like that's essentially what coding is. And if you just want to know what are different coding things that you can look at, like you should probably try to look for things called Python, Java. So these are coding languages, and you can say something as simple as soon as user opens, I will say hello world. Just say hello, and on the screen you will see hello. It's really really simple. And on these days, honestly, even the cell phones have these apps where you can write code. They teach you how to write code. So if you kids have cell phones, I would say, along with playing games, maybe look for such games where you will learn to write code. You can actually see your code. That would be very rewarding.
Thank you so much, Pooja. That definitely, I think some of them, all the gamers in the class can definitely look for different apps where they can also learn coding if they're interested in the subject. Pooja, there is another question on the chat box by Aman. He's asking that, Didi, what were your actions when you faced with some difficulties, and and those actions helped you recover from those difficulties? Quite philosophical question. It is there
Yeah,
for
that's a very interesting
yeah, very
question.
interesting question. Yeah, good.
Yeah. So, and then Aman, can you explain a little more when you talk about difficulty, right? Is it like are you talking about challenges in terms of like from family or while studying if there was a difficulty? What kind of things are you looking for?
So it simply means as you were doing medical, right? Got your medical, and you are doing medical, and then you decided to go to engineering. So it has been a lot of quite gap कि like आपको सोचने में बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम लगा होगा कि like मैं क्या करूँ अब. Like there might be a point where you have realized कि अब मैं क्या करूँ. Like you have asked your heart, कि what should I do now? So what were your motive or what were your actions at that point of time to realize yourself कि like मैं अब engineering ही करूँगी. So what was your that motive?
That's a wonderful question. That's a very beautiful question. So especially for this example, right, that you're asking, that when I decided I wanted to do medicine and then I was like, me medicine nahi karna, I'll probably do engineering. It took time, yes. It was a lot of heartburn. I would keep on like getting stressed and crying, like, what do I want to do? And because I just had this one vision that whatever I do, I want to succeed in it. And I want to be like a successful person, right? So what really helped me is at that point of time is talking to people. Today, like I'm talking to you, you are asking me these questions. At that point of time, when I was trying to think what if I want to do engineering or not, I actually reached out to some of my friends. They had cousins or someone who was an engineer, right? So I started reaching out to people and asking them that, hey, what is it in engineering? Because I wanted to do medicine, right? So I knew a lot about medicine, the medical profession, because I used to talk to doctors. Every doctor I would go to, I was like, aapne kya padhai kiya? Like those kind of questions. But engineering, I had not thought so much. So what I really, honestly, I did was, I like with this challenge especially, I spoke to people. I spoke to people who I knew were pursuing engineering to understand from them. Just like you guys are asking me questions, I asked them these same questions. What do you do in a day? What kind of subjects do you study? And then I tried to understand about these subjects to know, like, is this what I want to study? Do I like this? So at least for this difficulty of choosing the profession is how I chose it. I spoke to my dad because my dad is a BCom student, MCom student, like BCom, MCom, commerce, right? Like I'm the first kid in my entire family, like extended family, who pursued science and then who did engineering. So But my father's always liked technology. So I have to agree that at least for this decision, he has also been a lot of motivation because he said that you've got a bright mind. Why don't you apply it to build something? Like I've taught you so well. So do this. So at least this difficulty of choosing the profession is just being a lot of support from a lot of people, talking to people is what helped me kind of understand what I want to do. And it definitely took me around almost a month to choose it.
Thank you so much, Pooja. I hope that answered your question, Aman.
Yes, Didi.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. There is another question in the chat box, Pooja, that like in your opinion, if you know about JSPM College, do you like how is that for taking up pharmacy and research if somebody is interested?
Pharmacy and research.
Mm.
Honestly, I do not know much about like that college itself.
Mm.
I do have friends who've pursued pharmaceuticals. My cousin has also pursued pharmacy.
Mm.
But GSPM itself, like as a college, I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, I do not know how that is as a college. I mean, we can always follow up. I can try and find some more information
Sure,
from the
sure.
people I know who've studied pharmacy. And I'd be more than happy to send that feedback to you, Soumya. You can
Sure,
take it,
sure,
pass
sure.
it
Thank
to
you
the
so
kids.
much.
Yeah.
And Rukhsar, I'll surely follow it up with you as well later when I do get some
Sure,
update
definitely.
from Pooja
Yes,
Didi
please
here.
do.
Lot of questions here actually you've already touched upon. But one thing that I would just like to ask you that like in a world with so much of competition, in the sense that there are so many people competing to become engineers and so many people competing to become exactly what you like for a particular degree or for a particular role. Like how does one succeed? Like is there any particular thing that you would advise, or what these kids would need to build in themselves like currently, to see themselves somewhere they wanted to see themselves in 10 years down the line?
Yeah, that's a brilliant question. And it is a competitive world. I'll not even deny. Like at every step, like in school, there's competition to get into these colleges. I feel the most important thing, right, that you would need that I think is like could not have helped me get through otherwise would be believe in yourself. At no point of time, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you you're not good enough. Just believe in yourself that if I'm in this game, if I'm in this race, I have got it to win it. See, the result doesn't matter. Whether you are on the top or not is something, I mean, all of us want to be on top, right? Like, why not? But if you're the second, if you're the third, if you're the 100th, it is still okay. But do not give up. Like these two things are most important to stay in the competition and win. Like you know how we have when we were kids, we've heard this the tortoise and the hare story, right? Where you run, you take a pause, and then someone who's just been slow and steady, they win the race. And I firmly believe like success may not come to you immediately, maybe, but it will come only if you keep at it. So that is first thing that you have to believe in yourself. There would be times you probably lose confidence. You would ask yourself, am I made for this? Yes, if you're in this, you're made for this. All you have to do is just work on it. Okay. The second I would say is a combination of hard work and smart work. So by hard work, I mean if you don't work, no one is going to come and give you your degree. No one's going to come and give you your job. So you have to work for it. At the same time, try and ask yourself if there are 100 people around you who are doing the same thing or looking towards the same goal, what is it you can do differently to get to that goal? And by that, what I mean is, let's say you're studying for an exam, correct? It's going to be the same set of questions. All of you are studying those 10 chapters, but then you'll get good marks maybe in the exam, right? Or when you're in college. What extra can you do? So you can study these 5 chapters that you know for your exam, to get into these colleges. Let's say for engineering, right? I can talk about engineering because that's like my domain, right? So I can say that, oh, I want to get into this good college, or well, while I am in engineering, I can just study my subjects like everyone else is doing, or I can work on additional projects to expand my horizon, to expand my knowledge, and that will set you apart from others, and that will put you ahead of the competition. So don't just do what you've been told, what everyone is telling you. अच्छा ये भी ये पढ़ रहा है, ये भी पढ़ रहा है, मैं भी बस अपना पढ़ लूंगी. I'll study very hard and I'll get ahead. No, ask yourself, इसके ऊपर मैं और क्या पढ़ सकती हूँ, इसके ऊपर मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ जिससे मैं इन लोग से बेटर बनूं. इंटरनेट है, इंटरनेट पे और नई चीजें देखो जो शायद तुम्हारे टेक्स्ट बुक में नहीं है. नहीं, जितना ज्यादा you'll gather knowledge is what will put you ahead. So like at work, if I just they give me a task, right, and if I just do it, no one's going to give me a promotion. So I have to think of what is it that I know that my peers don't know. If we are all coding, right? We are all writing code. How am I any different from the others? Why would I be ahead in the competition? But what are the different things I know that they do not? So I educate myself. And that is where the smart work is. And of course, it is hard work too because you have to give it time. So that is how you will succeed. Believe in yourself, work hard, and add more to what you're already studying or doing.
Thank you so much, Pooja. I think as fascinated the kids are with what you just said, I think that is exactly how much fascinated I am about this entire concept of hard work and smart work. Definitely, I think one thing for each one of you to take away from what Pooja just said is that smart work कैसे करोगे? ये hard work तो सभी करते हैं, है ना? तो what अलग क्या करना है आपको जो what is going to set you apart? And this is something I think each one of us have to find for ourselves. I mean, Pooja Didi cannot give you a solution that okay, you do this and you will find that what is it you'll do differently. Or I cannot tomorrow tell you in class that you do this differently and then tomorrow you are different from everyone. But so think for yourself and be that smart person that you like already are. Thank you so much for that, Pooja. There is another question in the chat box. Didi is just in that percentage who are smart. Okay, Asif
oh
is.
my God, no! Thank you, but I'm not really. I'm just like everyone else. All of you actually. But exactly like you guys.
I agree with Asif. I'm sure I completely agree with Asif on that. One more question for you in the chat box is that who is your biggest inspiration and made you feel like yes you can and you will do it?
So I'll sound a little, I don't know, I'll probably sound a little arrogant when I say this, but honestly, my biggest inspiration was my future self. So, like to give you a background, right? I came from like a family where, I'm a Marwadi and I am from a pretty conservative Marwadi family. So, like your role in life is पढ़ाई करो, ठीक है, जितना थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ाई कर लो, फिर शादी कर लेना, and then like बच्चे संभालो, like just that it, right? But I had decided for myself very early in life, and the way I decided was I knew, like, I just felt like I'm different than everyone else. I was not like the other girls who are talking about boys or like, who like, I just wanted to do something. Like, I think for me, it was like, I want to be like the boys. That's it. Like, it was that for me. Like, I wanted to be like the boys. Like, why should only boys get everything? Like, why not me? So my biggest inspiration was like, I decided for myself that I will be financially independent. I will not ever want to depend on my dad or later on my husband. So I wanted to be very, very independent, where I wanted to be this very strong person. Like, ladko se darna nahi, shaam ko nikalna nahi, to isse daro nahi. I was like, I don't want to be that kind of a person. So for me, I was like, when I grew up, I used to always tell my father when I was like young, I was like, I don't like taking pocket money. When I grow up, I want to earn my own money. मैं खुद का करूंगी. Or when my parents would be like, ये नहीं करना, ये शादी के बाद करना, I'll be like, no, I will do it all by myself. मुझे खुद करना है, मुझे खुद सीखना है. So, like I said, it will sound like very stupid or arrogant, but it was just like that future self of what I want to be. Like, I want to be the strong person. I want to be independent. I want to study more because like, no one in my house, like my elder cousins, at least the girls, they never studied a lot. So I was like, I want to study. I want to like be someone. I want to get gifts for my parents. I want to like, earn money. So that was like, that is what kept me driven. But then I will lie if I'll say other people have not inspired me. Like my friends, like my senior friends, जो school में पढ़ते हैं आपके साथ जो आपके senior बच्चे होते हैं. So I saw, especially guys, because again, like I've generally seen guys do more, right? So I became friends with them and I saw them going places. Like, like one of my closest friends went to school for masters. He's senior to me. And he was my inspiration. Like, you can do something. Then this other is like, I really started following women because I said, right, I'm a girl. Now, the challenges a girl faces to become something in India is very different than what a boy faces, right? So I started reading a lot about people, like women in like companies. So I remember my dad once told me there was this woman who was like, I think the CEO or something of like a big company. And he's like, look at her. And I'm like, okay, I want to be this person. So my inspiration kept on changing from time to time, but I always like looked up to other people, and like how there's this woman now from Pune. She was actually the one of the early few people who built Facebook. Her name is Ruchi, and she's actually from Pune. And I was like, Facebook, like, kids, like, we all have used Facebook, right? But a girl did it, and that too from Pune, and a Marwadi girl. So I was like, okay, this is what it is going to be. So that's just been my inspiration.
Thank you so much, Pooja. And I think everybody is as amazed.
Sorry.
No, yeah. Yeah, I have used Jeff.
I've seen him.
Okay, Asif, she has seen him. So
I've seen him. I've not met him. He's too busy to come and talk to me, right? I've not had the chance yet.
all right, guys. There is like another question around. I know. I think it's. Of course, I'm not really sure if Umama Pooja is the correct person to answer your question, but she has a question around what does one need to do to become a nutritionist?
Nutritionist. So that's a very good question. I know a little bit, and I actually have a nutritionist, so I'll definitely ask her, and I'll let you know, Soumya.
Yeah, sure.
But to become a nutritionist, I would say you would still have to study science. You'll have to know science, and I know for a fact that there are a lot of if I know correctly, you have generally people do BSc, like Bachelor's of Science, and then there are more dedicated courses for nutritionists, like for nutrition, food nutrition, sports nutrition. After that, so yes, like at least the basic. Like now that you're in 9th standard, you definitely have to study science, focus on biology. And honestly, even chemistry and biology are two very important things when you want to become a nutritionist. And then I think I'll have to research a little further, but I'm very sure that there are colleges that offer majors in nutrition as you do BSc or something.
Yes, thank you so much, Pooja, for taking that up. Folks, if you have any other question, you can put it down in the chat box. But here are a few of the questions that you had asked me last. And Pooja, just one very generic question is that with all of these, I think all of those vulnerabilities that you spoke about and all of those difficulties that you spoke about, were you ever like scared to fail? And how much did that affect where you are today?
Okay, so I'll tell you guys a story, and this is not a lie. So it was a lot of struggle to go for my master's, okay, because my parents said no. My parents absolutely said, we cannot afford this. This is not going to happen. Sorry. So it took me 3 years where I saved money while I was working. I kept on saving a lot of money. I studied for my exams. And honestly, I didn't even tell my parents before applying to colleges in the US. So I told myself that, okay, my family is not letting me go study. They have their reasons. They can't afford it. But there is nothing stopping me from at least knowing if I'm good enough to get in. Right. So 3 years, I did not go out much. I did not like party. I did not spend a lot of money. I kept on saving. And then I applied to colleges. And I just applied to 2 colleges because that's all the money I had. I borrowed money from friends to like just apply to colleges. And then I got in and I just went to my dad. I was so scared when I got in. I didn't go home. I used to not live with my parents. I didn't go home for 2 weeks. And my brother convinced me, like, come home, like, talk to your dad. I said, no, I can't do it. Like, I'm too scared. But then I told my dad, and he said, Acha, admission bhi mil gaya. Maine kaha, haan, jana hai mujhe. And then we did, like, my parents helped me after a point. My mom was still not okay with me going because I was 24, you should get married. But coming to the question, so I went to the US, right? And I felt I was not good enough. Like, there was so much to study. I was getting poor marks in my exams. And I was like, oh my God, like I left the country. I struggled so much to come here. I am 25 years old and I'm not doing well. And I was failing, right? In some ways I was failing. Like there were just few exams, but in my mind, I was failing big time. Every kid around me was so strong. And one point I called up my friend and I said, you know what? I'm not good enough. I want to come back maybe But then I was like, I can't even come back. We've already spent so much money. How am I going to return all of this money like that, I owe to the bank? So I have been scared. I have been scared so many times in life that I will fail. I have failed as well. But I don't ask myself, what is the option? And my option was to get out of that situation. My option was to just unfail myself, if you will, right? To succeed was my only option. So then I did whatever it was necessary to succeed. Study harder, sit hours in the library. So yes, I was scared so many times. I'm still scared. I get a new project, I'm like, ye nahi aata, ab kya karenge, right? It is okay, it's natural to be scared, but there is, what comes after the fear is that you can only do it or not do it. And I've always chosen that, okay, I'll just still do it. So then I work on how to get out of that fear well that I am in. So yeah, I'm always scared. I'm so many times scared in life.
Thank you so much, Pooja. I think sharing this story has definitely made us understand how you used your fear to overcome it actually, and not being dictated by it. Definitely a lesson for everyone of us here on the call. There are two more
Right.
questions.
I would say the biggest
Yeah.
strength is to overcome your fear.
Yeah.
Even if you fail, don't be afraid. Don't think it's the end of the world. It is okay. It just gets better. Especially when it's the worst, right? Like when you're very scared, ask yourself, "Isse bura nahi ho sakta kuch."
Huh.
So now it'll only get better from
Yeah.
here. And just like keep that faith.
Definitely, I completely agree with that. I think being able to overcome your fear in itself takes so much of strength that once you do it, you will not.
Very proud.
Yeah, you'll feel very proud. Okay, and I'm sure that by now all adolescent kids in my class have overcome some fear, and now you should all be already proud of
Wow.
yourself, and and just continue to embrace those fears, right? And Pooja, we'll take two more questions.
Sure.
And we are already like falling a little short on time, but anyway, I'm just going to just
No,
ask
no,
these
no,
two
that's totally
questions.
fine.
I have a question, one from Aman, who is one from our class, and we have one question from Bevav here, who is
Okay.
joining in from the Wonder Girls team. So Aman is just has a
Okay.
small question for you to ask that what is your stress buster? Like when you're irritated and you feel in a dejected mood, what helps you like bust all that stress?
Music.
Ah.
For me, it is music. I just put on music, anything that at that point of time comes to my mind, and I just listen to music. That's the go-to thing when I'm stressed. I just like put on my headphones, shut my eyes, just sit down and just listen to music. Sometimes what really also helps me is colors. So and this is something I've realized like recently. So I start like just like I take pencils or whatnot and I just start like scribbling or coloring. Because I'm home right now, I use Rangoli powder. So just like it just helps me not think about anything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, music and colors is what helps me.
Thank you so much, Pooja, and I hope that answered your question. Yeah, he's saying great one. All right, so
Thank you.
Bevav here is asking that being a coder, you must have difficulties while building programs, and sometimes you might have to face some dead ends too while making something. So,
Sure.
how do you deal with it, and how do you deal with all the frustration?
Um, so yes, dead ends every now and then. There is always there. There's always when you realize that this is I'm not able to do it. I don't know what to do. Like especially in coding at work, what has helped me is when I face a challenge, I've learned to reach out to people. Like there are other people who are either at the same level as you are, who are more experienced than you are. So when I hit a dead end, I first, of course, I try to see what else can I do. Is there anything else? Is there anything else I can study? But of course, samajh mein nahi aa raha. There's no direction at all. What do I do next? So I reach out to people. I reach out to my seniors. I reach out to my peer. Sometimes I reach out to my friends who are in the similar profession, and I'll be like, you know what? I want to write this, but I just don't know. Or I've written something, but this code is not working. What do? I just don't know. And that's when like they step in, they help me out. So you have to understand being a coder is not like, how sometimes they show in the movie, एक cubicle में आप बैठे हो, आप अकेले बैठे हो, आप सब लिख रहे हो, you make the entire spaceship. No, it's a team effort. You're going to have people around around you, so you can reach out to people. And that is what has helped me all of these years in my life, just reaching out. So as a coder, yes, every dead end, I reach out to my peers. I ask them for direction. What can I look at differently? What I have not thought about already? They at least give me a direction, and then I start working in that direction and unblock myself. So that's how the journey for a coder has been.
Great. Thank you so much, Pooja, for answering those questions. And it was a 6 to 6:45 session for the kids, but this got so interesting that I'm sure all of them stayed back, and we didn't let
I'm
you
so
go.
glad.
So again, if there are any more pressing questions or anything else that any one of you here would also want to follow up with Pooja Didi with, would request Pooja if you could also drop in your email ID in the chat box if you're comfortable with doing
Sure.
that.
I'll do that right
Yeah.
away. Hold on.
And
Just quickly type it down. Yes, please reach out. I would be more than happy to, give any kind of advice, help you out in any way that I can. Maybe connect you to people if you want, like if you're looking for something more specific that I am not just capable of answering.
Sure,
more than
sure. I
happy to
think
do
that
that.
would definitely help. I think a lot of you, I'm sure, have a lot of other questions as well, and lot of other follow up you want to do. Please make sure that keep a note of the email ID. I'll also keep a note of the mail ID myself, and I'll share it with all of you. At this moment, I just want to thank you for like lot of gratitude. I think from all of us for agreeing to be here and coming and speaking to these kids. And I really hope that even for the kids, everyone here, all of you got something meaningful to learn today, and you could ask the questions you wanted to ask and get exposure into the life of an engineer, like how does being an engineer look like, and if you want to become one, it is not something that is impossible. I think I keep telling you that impossible itself says I am possible. So
I totally agree. It's not
yeah,
impossible.
I
Nothing is
think
impossible.
so. Just thank you, immense gratitude. Go to the chat box. I think they are filling out the chat box with a lot of love for you, Pooja. They are.
I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much, guys. I mean, thank you so much. I have to thank you guys for this opportunity. I could connect to these kids. If there's a little bit of inspiration that I can give, and that helps you, overcome your challenges, I think I've been blessed if that can happen. So
Definitely, that has definitely happened. They are like all of them are acknowledging it. So, again, with all of that, I would like to bring our circle to an end. Thank you so much, Pooja. I didn't even realize where the past almost an hour went. And would love to speak to you later as well. If any one of them, any other person here, any other kid here has any more follow up questions.
Yes, please feel free to reach out. You have my email address.
Sure,
If you
sure.
ever want
Aman
to
here,
send
he
me
wants
that
to
phone
write
number
in.
too.
Aman here wants to write an article based on your life efforts.
No, Baba, I'm too simple. Thank you. I have no words.
Everyone is leaving so happy and motivated, and I am like just filled with gratitude. I mean,
Thank
the
you. No,
so much
I'm
they have learned
gratified.
from you. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, kids.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Pooja. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Right, and congratulations, Soumya, on the wonderful job that you're doing. You're actually the role model. You're inspiring the kids every day. I just come for this 45-minute session, but you're doing it to these kids every day, shaping their lives. Kudos to you for doing what you're doing. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pooja. Thank you so much for acknowledging. That definitely.
Thank you, kids. Thank you very much for all the love. I'm really over them. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Bye, kids. You can now drop off. I'll send a feedback form. Please fill it after this. All right. Rest of you can go. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you for joining us. These kids will also connect with you later if they want. All right. Bye. Sure. Have a nice weekend.
Bye, thank you. You as well. Have a good weekend, kids.
All right.
Bye. Bye, Soumya.